Oh, we're getting a tiny little shower here. It's coming right in our face right now. It's not going to last, but I'm kind of hoping that it gets the bite going. I knew that wind was bringing something. It's going to back up though. You can see those clubs. They've been hanging there for a while, and all this is coming at it. But I'm going to get back in the van and sit in there. It's not hurting this kid wet. Yeah, that's quite the little shower we got coming here. I got out to pack it up, and then I looked at it and I thought, hell, the sun's right there. This ain't gonna last long. So we're gonna wait it out. Be right back. All right, let's go give it a check. Told you that rainstorm wasn't gonna last long. There it went right there. Nice and bright and sunny out now. But anyway, let's give this a check. Let's turn this clicker off. Oh. Nope, nothing. A little bit of weeds on it, but that was bringing it in, I think, because I felt a couple tugs. Come here, line. Jeez, that's hard to grab hold of my hand. Yeah, we're going to put her right back out there. I was half thinking about changing the bait to chicken, but let's leave it. And here we go. That's not too bad. All right, we're gonna change this bait. I just cut up a big old chunk of frozen chicken. That almost sounded Joe Dirt. It's a big old chunk of frozen space poopy. I like the reel. I love how it reels in. Very smooth. Okay, let's grab a hold of this bad boy, put it back in the bait and the rod holder real quick. Let's get this off. They're not into brown sugar and maple syrup. We'll feed that to the birds here on the shore. Let's grab this chicken. Let's get this bad boy on here. Ow, ow, ow. Right under the nail. That felt good. Yes. Okay. I don't know. We're going to fold it. Put it on there like this, I guess. There we go. Yeah, baby. All right, let's try this out now. Instead of some dollar store goop, it's even heavier, so I might. You don't want to cast out too far when you're using this rig unless you got a float, inline float above it, because the further you go out, the more straight line your line is, and this isn't, you won't have the weight on the bottom, this floating above. It'll be more like that, and it's barely on the bottom. The further you go out, the closer the bait is to the bottom. So you don't want to throw it way out unless you have a slip bobber above, so it keeps the line straight up and down. I was going to put one on, but I'm not going all that. I know this is just one big huge flat right here, and I know it's not deep, so I don't have to throw it way out there, because they're just going to all roam right out here anyway. So I'm only going out maybe 20 yards. I don't even think that. There was a bunch of ducks here just a bit ago. I was sitting in a van back there. There was just right in between here and those trees. They were just kind of waddling around in the calm water there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think that tip just went. I still hear those turkeys. I swear I saw that tip bump. I mean, it could have been a fish swimming along and bumping the line too. But there it goes. Something's hitting it. They're not hitting it good enough to make the clicker go though. But something's on it. That's for sure. Let's turn the clicker off. Something is on it. It was off. Oh yeah, I see it. Got him. I got him. I got him. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Big old northern. Yeah. Let me get this where I can see it now. Here we go. Yeah. On a piece of chicken. Those circle hooks, I tell you. He had that in his mouth the whole time, just out there swimming around. Come on, Bruce. Let loose, buddy. Come on. Let loose. Oh, got him. And that chicken is still on there. I'll tell you, that piece of chicken is tough chicken right there. Water's cold. That water is freezing cold. All right, buddy. See you later. Off he goes. Yeah, there's a lot in there that size. I'm gonna wash my hands here real quick. Whoa, yeah, that water's really cold. Holy cow. All right, well, we got action on the new rod and reel. That was a pretty average size northern. I got a mess here, so I'm gonna have to get rid of this chicken. I'll feed that to the catfish out there. Yeah, I got a big knot here. So, all right. Well, we're gonna have to go retie. And oh, there it went. Never mind. By the way, guys, when you tie your hooks on like I did, make sure you tie them so the hook is up like that. So, just makes it easier. That fish set that hook himself when he bit that and started to swim off with it. That hook right in the side of his mouth like it was supposed to. He was on there and he didn't even know it. But hey, let's throw another piece on and throw it back out there. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, hell yeah, that was fun. Catching northern on a frozen chunk of chicken. Let's do that again. What the hell? That wasn't that far out there either. But, well, I learned I didn't have my drag set good for that little tiny northern. He was slipping line out like crazy. So I had to set the drag route while I was reeling him in. So just a minute ago, I gave it an extra oomph just to make sure. But let's get her back out there. That was cool. much better cast. It's a little too far, but that's okay. We'll let her go. Let's let some more line out. There we go. She's on the bottom for sure. Oops, I do that every time. There we go. All right, let's get her back here on the rod holder. I like to get it in here right away, get it set so you know it's going to be set, and then set my line. Sometimes I'll even just use the spool to reel it, but whoops, it helps if you have the drag off. And just look, I'm looking at the line out there. You can't see it, but maybe you can. I'm looking at the line laying across the water out there, and as I'm reeling, the line is coming up off the water, but I don't want it to be straight lined. I want it to have just a little bit of a loop at the very end, so it won't lower my bait too much to a straight line, like right there. And then click this off, click that on, make sure it's on. It's not. There we go. Turn it over, set it, and we're good. Take it in just a little bit more. See, I'm fine tuning it underneath with the spool, just giving it an extra click or two. I want a little tiny bit of a loop, but not, you know, a straight line. Ooh. Let me get back up off my knees here. Yeah, I want just a little tiny bit of a loop at the very bit, or a little tiny bit of a loop where it just touches the water, not a straight line, because I want the bait to be able to do this a little bit. That was pretty good. We're standing here talking about the ducks on the corner over here, and all of a sudden I seen that pole go boom, boom. Like, no way. It almost looks like it's doing it again. It's getting windy and chilly. My nose is running a little bit. My hands are cold, especially now after touching that fish. So we're not going to be here much longer.